It's also worth saying that you don't need to have a mat to practice. You can do this, you can follow this theory sitting in your chair if you're working from a desk, or if you get to the end of the day, you know, you probably could have done a little bit of movement, you haven't done what you wanted to do, you could apply it to the sofa, or even, or when you're sitting on the sofa even. Yeah. So we're just simply working through 3 different planes of movement. I want you to start by finding somewhere comfortable to sit. Doesn't need to be cross-legged. If that doesn't work for you, you can kneel, you can sit on a chair, you can sit on the edge of the sofa. The first thing I want you to draw your attention to is your spine. So that nice long line of the spine from tailbone to crown of the head, it has a natural kind of S shape to it. So we don't want it to be completely ramrod straight. And then you're going to bring your hands either just onto your lap, or you can take them, if you're sitting on the floor, out to either side of you. And then I want you to imagine these are like little, like tent guy ropes almost. You're going to plug them in to the ground or into your lap, and then you're going to let them draw the spine so your spine can lengthen. You've got that point at either side. And then you're either going to close your eyes or just soften your focus for a moment. Take a nice big deep breath in. And then I want you to sigh out through your mouth. You're going to do that twice more. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And again. Now, in terms of keeping things quick and the idea of rapid yogi, those 3 breaths in itself will hopefully have made you feel a little more calm, a little bit more settled, and that you've taken that kind of step away from the constant whirlwind that is everyday life. That counts. But as we're here, we might as well try and do a little bit more. So we're going to focus on a wiggle of the spine. So I want you to imagine it's like a blade of grass. As you breathe in, you're going to move the spine forward, so you lift the chest a little, roll the shoulders back. And then as you breathe out, you're going to round the shoulders, tuck the chin down, and fold forward. Inhale, lift. So this is that forward and backwards when we're talking about 3 planes of movement. Forwards and backwards. Inhale, lift. See if you can identify each individual vertebra as you're gently wiggling the spine back and forth. It doesn't need to be a big movement either, just a little wiggle. Maybe start to rock through the pelvis, introduce a little bit more of the spine. One more. And round, there you go. Done a little bit of stretching, a little bit of movement. Now, why don't we layer on a little bit more, and we're going to work side to side. So you have the choice again of just keeping the hands down low, or you can start to extend the movement a little. As you breathe in, maybe stretching an arm up. Exhale, bend it over. Inhale, lift. We're going to stick to one side. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. All the way over to the other side. Big inhale and lift. Exhale. Oh, fold. Side stretch. Inhale, lift. And fold. And then we're going to go side to side. So you're going to breathe in and up to the top. Exhale all the way over. Inhale up. Exhale over. So you can see that you're getting that movement from side to side. One last one. All the way up and over. Okay, hands come back down. Roll the shoulders, let the spine have a little wiggle. Fidget the legs if you need to, if they're getting uncomfortable. And then we're going to come into a really simple, gentle twist. So I don't want you to squeeze too much. I want you just to keep it nice and spacious. Plenty of room to breathe in your twist here. Breathing in, floating the arms up. And then as you exhale, gently twist it round to the side and let the hands fall back down to wherever it feels good. We're going to hold this twist here, so nice and gentle. As you breathe in, I want you to imagine that the chest turns ever so slightly back to the center. And then as you breathe out, you're going to twist and squeeze just a little bit deeper. So it's almost like you're turning the lid of a jar. Inhale, ever so slightly back to the front. Exhale, squeeze the twist a little tighter. One more. And round. Inhale, squeeze all the way up. Exhale, round to the other side. Now let your brain, let your body adjust to that twist to the other side, and then come back to that little jar-like movement. So as you breathe in, chest comes back to the center, exhale, squeeze it a little bit deeper. Or maybe it's like twisting the top of a tap. In and out. In and out. Inhale, take the arms all the way up. Exhale, back down to your sides. Roll and flex the shoulders. Okay, so that's a demonstration of your 3 planes of movement. Forwards and backwards, side to side, round and round. Now we're going to apply that to something a little bit different. So we're going to come up and over to all fours. So probably one of my favorite movements through the body, cat-cow. So that movement, again, that undulation through the spine. It's the same movement we just took when we were seated, but in a completely different sort of orientation. Coming up to all fours for me then. Make yourself nice and comfortable here. Find that neutral back. So the same position as when we were sitting, that kind of natural S shape to the spine. Then as you breathe in, you're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, pop the gaze up in front of you. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone and round. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. So that's your back bend. And then exhale, round. That's your forward bend. Again, the spine moving forwards and backwards. One more. And out. Now to take this into a lateral, a sideways movement, all we need to do is change that. Instead of coming up and down, we sway the head from side to side. So as you breathe out, next time you're going to sway the gaze round to the right as though you were trying to look all the way over to the hip. Inhale back to center, exhale to the left. Inhale center, exhale right. So you can feel that stretch coming up through the sides of the waist. I'm going to go one more to either side, gently swaying, and then back to the center. Okay, third plane, we're going to add that twist in. So you're going to take a hand to the back of the head so the elbow comes out wide, like this for me. And then as you breathe in, you're going to gently lift that elbow up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring it across as though you were trying to tap it onto the opposite forearm. Inhale, open up. Exhale. And across. So you've got that twist coming in. Now it might feel a little restricted because you've kept the hand to the back of the head, but that's exactly what I want. This third round, inhale, maybe stretch that hand all the way up and then bring it back down to the mat. Same thing on the opposite side. So as you breathe in, it's the elbow that lifts, that helps keep the movement in the upper chest and the thoracic area. It's not so much through the shoulder and the arm. And drop, inhale, lift. Exhale, this last one, you can take that full extension all the way up and then pop it back down. Okay, rocking back towards the heels. If it feels good, just have a little wiggle. Keeping it relatively short, relatively quick, but I want to show you one more variation that you can think about this. So again, in your everyday life, where can you think about adding in this different movement? So I'm actually going to stay kneeling because my camera's set up. Took me ages this morning. So I think if I stand up, it's going to cut my head out of shot. So I'm going to stay kneeling, but I want you to imagine that you're standing. You can take this standing if you want to. So you're standing up nice and tall. And again, you find that neutral spine, that little S shape. We can add these movements into that even. So as you breathe in, you're rolling the shoulders, you're lifting the chest slightly. And then as you breathe out, you're rounding and folding forward. You can take that forward fold down as much as you want to. Inhale, lift. If you're in a queue, you might feel a bit self-conscious, in which case maybe it's just a tiny little movement through the shoulders. If you're at home in the kitchen waiting for the kettle to boil, you can take that forward fold all the way down. Lift and fold. That's forwards and backwards. Inhale again. Maybe if you're in a queue, you'd want to keep your hands down to the side, but I'm not. Inhale, arms are going to come up. Maybe take a hold of the opposite wrist. Exhale, lovely little side bend. Inhale up and over. So you're getting that length now. If you're standing, it's coming all the way down the side of the hip, maybe even into the side of the knee. And then to twist, arms up nice and high, exhale, twist around. You can keep the hands out at shoulder height, or you can let them drop all the way down. And again, if you're standing in that cue, you don't have to lift the arms above the head. You can just keep them down low, but you're working that little bit of twist, that little bit of movement in. One more. Inhale, arms up. Now again, if you're up to standing, you can just stand yourself comfortably here. If you're still down low on the mat, I want you just to come down and pause for a moment. Just sit, take a nice big deep breath in. Nice big deep breath out. And think about how much better your body, your mind, your whole being feels for moving your body simply through those 3 planes of movement. If maybe you started thinking, I'll just listen to the first 5 minutes, but you've stayed and now you've made it all the way to the end of the 15 minutes, how simple it is to make that commitment to turn up on your mat, to do a little bit of stretching, and then allow that to spiral out into something a little bit more organic. Okay, we're going to take one more breath all together. As you breathe in, stretch the arms all the way up. Exhale, take them back down, roll and flex through the shoulders. Blink the eyes open if you need to, and we're all done.